the prison break Hitler personally had punished. 600 men, 1 year, 3 tunnels, and the Germans had no idea. This is the story of the Great Escape. It didn't go the way the movies say.
Stalag Luft 3 was not a regular camp. The Germans built it specifically to be completely escape-proof. The ground was bright yellow sand, tunnel dirt on the surface, instantly visible. The barracks were raised on stilts. They buried microphones in the ground to detect the vibration of digging. They ran constant random searches, specialized guards called ferrets,
listening and probing the ground with long metal rods for tunnels. And yet, one man had a plan. Roger Bushell, South African-born, Cambridge-educated, Spitfire pilot.
Captured over Dunkirk in 1940, he had already escaped twice. The Gestapo had warned him directly, "Escape again, and you will be shot." Bushell heard this, and he started planning anyway. He called it the X Organization. Bushell was Big X, the mastermind. Every man had a role to play. The forgers made identity documents, so real that real Germans signed them. They had no pens, no ink. They made their own from book covers. The tailors turned RAF uniforms into convincing civilian suits. They dyed cloth with boot polish. The intelligence team mapped every guard, stooges, the lookouts, watched every ferret, every warden, every move. The moment a ferret entered the compound, the signal spread through the whole camp instantly. Now, the tunnels. Bushell's plan: dig 3 at once. If Germans found one, the other 2 survived. The tunnels were named Tom, Dick, and Harry. They were engineering marvels. Each tunnel started inside a barracks, 30 feet below the surface. They needed ventilation, no oxygen. They made air pumps from kit bags. They strung electric lights the full length of every tunnel. The trolley system was extraordinary. Flat wooden carts on wooden rails. The sand was the biggest problem. 3 tunnels meant hundreds of tons. They invented the penguin system. Bags of sand sewn into trousers, released by a pin, dispersed by foot. Over 200 penguins, scattering sand right under the guards' noses. Then, in September 1943, the Germans found Tom. After months of digging, 200 feet, they caved it in, destroyed it. The Germans celebrated. They were sure. They had no idea about Harry. Dick became storage. Harry went deeper. The forgers worked around the clock. 200 sets of documents. They forged German Ausweise, ID cards, train timetables, travel permits, and Gestapo authorization letters. The tailors made 200 civilian outfits from RAF uniforms and blankets. By March 1944, Harry was done. 336 feet long. The night was set. March 24, 1944. No moon. Dark enough to move. 200 men. That was the plan. Each man had a number, a cover story, forged papers, and civilian clothes. The first man entered at 10 p.m. Then, disaster. The exit shaft came up 10 feet short of the trees. A guard's patrol route cut right across it. They had to go anyway. A rope was rigged. 1 tug, guard away. 2 tugs, guard coming. Wait. Men sprinted 10 feet to the tree line, one at a time, between guard sweeps. And then another disaster. An air raid knocked out camp power. The tunnel went dark. Men were stuck underground in complete darkness. When power came back, they continued, but they were behind schedule. The tunnels were narrow. Men got stuck. Trolley rails jammed. Candles ran out. By 4 a.m., only 76 had made it out. Then a guard spotted a man. The alarm was raised at 4 a.m. 76 Allied airmen were loose, in the forests of occupied Poland. Germany launched the biggest manhunt in its history. 5 million men searching for 76 escaped airmen. 73 of the 76 were caught.
Most were caught at railway stations, at checkpoints, at the borders.
3 men made it home. Per Bergsland and Jens Müller, 2 Norwegians who reached Sweden, and Bram van der Stok, a Dutch pilot who made it to Gibraltar. Through 4 different countries! 3 men, out of 200! Then came Hitler's response. He ordered all recaptured men shot. His generals pushed back. They told him that was a war crime. Hitler didn't care. He reduced the number to 50. 50 men, chosen more or less randomly, driven to remote locations, and shot in the back of the head.
50 men, in cold blood. Roger Bushell was among them, the man who planned it all, the man who built 600 men into a team.
To outwit the entire German military. He was 33 years old. This was a war crime. The Geneva Convention protects escaped prisoners from execution. After the war, the RAF did not forget. They hunted down every Gestapo officer involved. 18 Gestapo men were convicted, 13 were executed. Justice, 19 years late. Now, about the famous 1963 movie, The Great Escape, Steve McQueen, a motorcycle chase over the Alps. It never happened. No one rode a motorcycle. Steve McQueen's character was invented.
Almost no Americans were in the real escape.
But what the movie gets right is the spirit of it, the ingenuity, the organization, the absolute refusal to give up. This wasn't just a prison break. This was 600 men building an entire secret nation inside a camp. 5 million Germans diverted. Yes, it worked. Only 3 men made it home. But the point was never escape. The point was to cause maximum chaos for the German war machine. 1 year of planning and digging. 76 men through a tunnel. 10 feet short of where it needed to be. And 50 men who never came home. The biggest prison break in history. Not because they all made it out. Because of the audacity. 600 men who refused to let a prison camp be a prison camp.